Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over at Patreon, thank you very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in subscribing and supporting the channel in that way, you can go over to patreon.com, research Engelgeist, and choose a subscription level. You'll get the daily forecast over there a day early. So you can plan ahead, and you can also get other readings that are available only over on the Patreon channel, from depending on the subscription level that you choose. All right, so this is the forecast for December 18th, which is Friday. It's not necessarily solely set for that date. It is a broad spectrum reading intended for the greater collective, right? So I believe that the message, since it's for the highest good of the greater collective, it's valid whenever you see it versus the day that it was created for originally. So if you're seeing this on a date that's not the 18th of December, don't worry. It doesn't mean you have to turn off the video. You can let it play. It might still have a message that applies or fits somewhere in your life. If you are able to figure out where it fits in your story, know that, if you're making decisions from any of my videos in your personal life, those decisions are your own personal responsibility, okay? So always use your own intelligence and intuition first and foremost, and then, use whatever I may say in any of my readings as something that may support or supplement or help you to validate what you already know to be true. Also, don't ever take anything that I say in any of my videos over anything that a professional in their field may give you as far as advice or suggestions. If a doctor or lawyer or say a therapist is telling you to do something, please heed whatever they say first and foremost, okay? So let's see what is going on in these cards. Oh, also, if this doesn't apply or doesn't make sense to your life, that's completely fine. You may be just working on something different at this time, so don't worry. Nothing's wrong or bad or anything like that. All right, let's see. What do we need to know for this day? All right, so we have the Ten of Swords. Swords is the element of air and that of the intellect. So when I look at this, what did we have yesterday? We had that beautiful Ace of Cups. Why are we slipping into this Ten of Swords energy? Ten of Swords, tens are personal completion, not personal completion, they're completions of cycles or chapters, right? But they also represent sort of the completion of something that we need to be done with that's no longer serving us. Swords being the element of air or the mind, there might be something that we need to let go of today. For those of you that are watching, for those of you that watch on the regular from day to day, this could be something the way that it would correlate to what we've been seeing in the earlier week's cards. I think that if there's any sort of thoughts, fears, anxieties, worries, things that hold us back from whatever it is that we want, now is the time to come to completion with them. Now is the time to let them sort of go. Now would be the time to kind of, sort of as this beautiful elk or this deer, I think it's an elk though, as it's dying, we need to let those fears, worries, dramas in our heads die too, right? And release them. And the reason why I say that is because we have all of that Wands energy in the early part of the week, and then we also have the Magician sitting underneath this card. And to me, that indicates that there's very creative, powerful energy underneath sort of what's going on here with this Ten of Swords. And so I feel like we want to release or let go, be done with anything that hinders us, that holds us back, that is a heavy cross to bear in our mind. We want to release those things so that we can sort of open the door for that Magician energy to come through. We also want to create from a place that is very pure and free, right? One moment. Oh, sorry guys, I got cut off because I just received a phone call. What is going on? I think I just tapped something and it changed the brightness. How do I, no, that's too bright. Okay, there we go. Sorry guys. All right, so I clicked on the screen and it brought it up to a brighter picture. So what I'm feeling like is we want to be free of anything that may hinder us, that may create, I don't know, sort of sadness, upset, we may even need to mourn a little bit, but in that mourning, we need to sort of let go of whatever is no longer serving us. And I feel like it's important that we do this and that we are aware of this so that we can open up to that magician's energy, to that idea of um, uh, the power of creation and the ability to create from that state of a free, happy, inspired place, right? And so when I'm looking at this Ten of Swords, to me, it makes me think of like letting go of the things that no longer serve us, that jump in our way, that mentally limit us in some way, shape, or form, right? This can be experiences of the past that we sort of still harbor or worry about or reflect upon, that just I almost feel like we kind of need to leave them exactly there, which is in the past. We can take the knowledge from the experience, but we don't have to relive it over and over again. And we don't want to, quite frankly, is my feeling. And that's sort of what the magician wants to either show us, teach us, create for us something new, right? Not something that brings us more sort of suffering or heartache or pain. Let's see what the Song of My Heart has to say. I embrace change. Like the Waitaki River, I flow around life's obstacles. So, for some of you, with this Ten of Swords, we could be facing some sort of mental obstacles, some sort of troubles, but I do think with it being a 10, we are getting around it, we are completing the cycle, we are ending it, we're releasing it. This elk dying, to me, feels like we're letting go of something that may be hanging heavy on our hearts, on our minds, that sort of a thing, especially with this I embrace change. I love that she's talking about how the power of water, or the sort of fluidity of water, and when we flow with things, we're able to sort of create that change or move within that change, and what seems to be sort of difficult actually becomes easier. We can flow around through and around rocks, through and around things that seem immovable, like mountains. Bigger problems that we've maybe dealt with in the past no longer have that sort of effect on us, because as we change, our reaction to these sort of situations will change. I also like that this embrace change is so water-oriented after seeing yesterday's Ace of Cups, because that speaks to that fluidity too, and that emotional sort of well-being that allows us to flow through situations. We have to let go of anything from the past that held us up. And, if it held our mental attention in some way, now is the time to kind of release it and let it go. Allow it to sort of change and morph into something more suited for us, different to us, if that makes sense. Now, the grounding stone for the day is on malachite. Again, we're coming back to that green stone, which takes me to the heart chakra, and this is touch. And so I feel like this is a reminder for us to sort of touch base with our heart, with the emotions that are inside of us, finding the sort of strength and the inspiration. Remember, because that inspiration is underneath this. So we have those double malachite stones. So the focus should be on our heart. If we have to, in the searching through our heart, if we find some past pain in there, or sadness, or mourning, whatever that is, that could be Ten of Swords stuff too. If we need to release that today, we need to embrace the change around that. We need to accept the sort of lessons that we've received, even if we don't necessarily agree with them. If there's been things that have maybe hurt us or harmed us in the past, we need to sort of come to a state of acceptance of them, or understanding of them, so that we can let them go, so that we can allow the beauty of that magician to sort of create something new for us, right? I also believe that the magician has some sort of hand in the release of this Ten of Swords, right? This might be some opportunity for us to embrace the change that may be coming, and if it is an emotional change or a mental thought change through the dealing with our heart and our emotions and how we feel about stuff, allow that to take place, allow that to happen, because the work that the magician wants to do, he wants to create something new for us, something magical and something beautiful, and put us into a position of ideally feeling empowered versus disadvantaged. And to me, this Ten of Swords feels like it's the disadvantages of the past that sort of we carry with us. It's time to kind of let those go. I hope that makes sense, you guys. That is the forecast for the day. Sorry that I had to pause it for a moment, but I think you guys get the idea. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you'd like to tune in, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll see how this week ends out. We have, I feel like this is really a beautiful, creative, sort of transformational week. There's certainly a request here for us to transform some of the stuff that we carry with us that we no longer need, and allowing ourselves to change that. All right, thank you and have a good day. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.